Hey everyone, in the next video I'm going to discuss this term of muscle weighs more than fat. I'm sure you've heard of it if you're into fitness or weight loss or looking to start your journey. The statement's not really right, so I'm going to explore this in the next video, in quite a short video actually, so tune in. So let's explore this statement or whatever's going around that muscle weighs more than fat. And it was something that I was always hearing, and so it was something that I was carrying around with me before I actually got deeper into my own fitness journey. And then obviously I became a transformation coach and a PT and so on. So why do I say this statement is not really correct? Here's the actual difference between the muscle and the fat. Muscle doesn't weigh more than fat. 1 pound of muscle weighs the same as 1 pound of fat. They're both 1 pound. So if I put a pound of muscle and a pound of fat, they're both 1 pound. Just like 1 pound of lettuce, 1 pound of grains, 1 pound of lettuce or grains is the same as 1 pound of meat. Now, but the composition is different. So that's where the real statement is. If you think about the 1 pound of lettuce and how much food volume that would be for 1 pound of lettuce versus 1 pound of meat, which 1 pound of meat could fit in your hand. We can't fit 1 pound of lettuce in your hand. 1 pound of lettuce, because I picked something that's extremely light, just to give you an example, is not going to fit in your hand. It's probably going to be, I don't know, up to the ceiling, and the pound of meat is going to fit in your hand, but they're still weighing the same. They're both 1 pound, but it's the composition that's different. So basically, muscle and fat are the same way. Muscle and fat weigh the same as well. Their composition is different. The muscle is more dense than fat, which means it takes up less space in your body. If you've noticed those, if you go to some doctors or aesthetic doctors maybe, or fitness places, you'll find that they'll have like a pound of fat or a fat thing, which is usually a yellow and it looks all sludgy. It could be like a pound or 5 pound of fat, and then a muscle which is like probably the size of your fist, which is about a pound or 5 pounds, probably the size of the fifth. If you look at it, the difference between the fat and the muscle is the composition. And like obviously the just to break down the word composition even further, not only what it's made up of, but basically the fat is a lot bigger in size and volume than the muscle that is less. So that's where that has got all a bit entangled, and the statement's not really factually correct. But this is why if you're losing like 4 pounds of muscle or fat and gaining 3 pounds of, if you're losing 4 pounds of fat, but you're gaining like 3 pounds or 2.5 pounds of muscle, the scale will only move like a pound, but your body will look completely different between the two. And your clothes will fit completely differently. So that's why I always say, don't freak out about the scale, because it doesn't say everything. Even when a client comes to me, the first thing, or if you're a PT, you look for the BMI, and it's a base scale to take things forward. But if you're serious and the client has serious goals, you don't just go on that, because they could be full of muscle and they will weigh heavier than someone who doesn't have any muscle mass and is weighing less, and they might have more fat, or they might be just very slim. Yeah. So the weight on the scale is really not the best indicator of your starting point, but also your progress, because a lot of people, when they start their fitness journey, I don't weigh myself anymore. I know when I've gone up about a couple of kilos or when I've gone down, and I know when I've gone up because I'm bloated or water retention, or when I'm adding muscle mass. And I know when I look extremely flat, when I've done some cardio or I've had a couple of rest days, I can see it on my body, as opposed to when I've gone and drilled continuously for a few days. And so the scale to me doesn't speak to me anymore. But I know when we have goals, especially if we're competing, I'm going to do a video on this, you do have to go by the scales, but your scale weighing yourself has to be at certain times, and the timings, the scale, etc. has to be the same. I'll go into that in a different video. So stop freaking out about the scale going down. If you're on a weight loss journey, especially if you're on a fat loss journey, if you're on a muscle gaining strength journey, but you're also worried about bulking, you'll see your clothes fitting differently, you'll look different, and you might even think that you're not making progress if you just focus on the scale. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, give it a like, support me, support the channel. I'd love for you to subscribe. If you wanted to work with me, you can email me at the email in the description box. You can also check out my website, which is getting revamped. I'm so happy it's getting revamped. For the services I do, or just drop me a note and I can set up a consultation with you and we can take it from there. And you can see if I'm the best coach for you, online or in person, depending on where you are in the world. And take care, and I'll see you all in our next video. Bye for now.